Hi guys, just put together a quick overview video of some new products we're offering here at Richter Sport. These are currently in evaluation, so we've fitted them to our own vehicles, a couple of regular customers' vehicles. We're just going through the process, checking we're happy with everything. It's the Pandora alarm systems. There's about 7 or 8 in the range. I've picked the 3, or my 3 favourites. We've picked a sort of an entry level, a mid-range and a top of the range product. We've got one of these on each of our vehicles, going through the processes. I think what the plan is, once we're up and running, we've tested it for a few weeks, we'll then grab a video in action. Basically, we'll test things like the anti-hijack, go out in the cars, show you the pages in action, show what's working. But initially for today, I just thought I'd show you a brief overview of the 3 products and the main differences. The first product, great little product, is Immo, which is the sort of the starter. It's the lead-in product of the range. Very simply, it's a secondary immobiliser. So as you're probably, most people are aware now, there's lots of relay crime going on, people scanning the house, especially with keyless entry cars. They can then get into the car, drive the car away relatively easily. This is a completely independent immobiliser. It uses Bluetooth fobs. So it comes with 2 fobs as standard, and the idea is when the fob is not present, the car is immobilised. The fobs themselves use 128-bit encryption, so it's military-grade encryption, and people can't scan those fobs and recreate that signal. So the idea is when the fob's away, the car's going nowhere. It works in 2 manners. So initially, if the fob's out of range and the car's not started, as soon as you get into the car and attempt to start it, even if you've cloned the key or done like a relay crime, instantly it will be beeping at you and it will be immobilised. So that's the first setup. We've also got a switchable product called anti-hijack, so you can switch it on and off from your mobile phone. If the anti-hijack is enabled, basically, if there's a loss of fob, is one of the anti-hijack settings, or if a door is opened and there's a loss of a fob, it's then an algorithm to say there's basically a hijack gone on. So if the fob's missing and the car's driving off at speed, it'll give us 15 seconds of warning, so the buzzer will be beeping in the car, little buzzer in the line. After 15 seconds, we'll cut the fuel pump off, so the car will grind to a halt within 2 or 3 seconds of losing its fuel. The idea is they can get far enough away from you so it's safe, you're not involved in the initial hijack, but then the car grinds to a halt while it's just about in sight. So it's nice, they get away far enough. It could be used, there's an app that comes with it, so you can use it via iOS or Android. You can actually check your fobs as you go along, so the range of the fobs. The idea is once you're in the house, the fobs are out of range. You can then set that up 85, 75%, wherever it is. The idea is then as soon as you leave the house with the fob in your pocket, it then enables and switches off the immobilisation. So pretty simple, effective product. The competitor arguably would be something like the AutoWatch Ghost. The AutoWatch Ghost doesn't have an immobiliser cut, it's a blocking device, so there's no physical cuts. So if you get round the Ghost, you will then effectively be able to start the car. With this one, it's a physical cut, so the fuel pump is cut. If the fob isn't active, it will always immobilise itself. And equally, if it's cut out of the system, it's done in a way where it will automatically be powered down. So it's pretty fail-safe in terms of trying to delete that from the system. So yeah, cracking little product. What we'll do, we'll put the prices up at the end in case they vary. We'll put a slide up at the end showing the current pricing, so on and so forth. Next one is the Light Pro. So it's slightly more advanced. The beauty with this, it's more expandable. It comes with a fairly fully loaded alarm system, and the idea is you can load it as far as you like. So things like proximity and remote start aren't standard, but they do support that. So if you have a proximity sensor in the car, if somebody walks up to the car, you'd get a notification. Obviously, if they break into the car and the interior proximity, you'll get an alarm as well. Comes with a nice little fob, so that the fob is a pager. It will give you the status of the alarm, so if the car's locked, unlocked, that sort of thing, it will all be paged through. So it contains all of the existing Immo security levels. So this only comes with 1 fob as standard in terms of the Bluetooth fob. Again, pricing will come up at the end, but you can add an additional Bluetooth fob, no problem. Yeah, so basically with this one, you've then got a fully fledged alarm system. If the vehicle security is breached, you will also get a paging to say alarm is being sounded, that sort of thing. So a really nice product. It's a great upgrade to the existing factory security on the car. And as I say, It's not standard on these, but remote start can be added. The price varies massively between vehicles, especially on some of the Mercedes, but we'll try and put some pricing up at the end. Again, it has a few channels on here, so particular customer we're fitting it to today has got an aftermarket exhaust valve which can go from quiet to loud. What we're going to do, rather than have separate buttons all over the dash or separate switches, we're going to use one of those channels to power this exhaust valve. So when you press button F on the fob, we can make it loud and it will remain in that status until we otherwise request. If we press F, it will delete that channel and therefore it will go to the quiet mode again. So yeah, quite flexible. You know, if you've got something like a camper van, there could be all sorts of different inputs and outputs you can use for various bits of information. So yeah, quite a flexible system, that one. It sits around the middle of their range in terms of features, that sort of thing. Finally, we bring you the Professional. This is Professional version 2, which is the only one that's available now. Professional, it's an upgrade on the existing Professional system. The big thing there you'll see is it's an uprated pager, so it's a slightly longer range, slightly more advanced pager, the information it gives you. The capability there, the main things this one offers is the tracking system. So it's got a SIM card built in, a GPS system, so full tracking. There is one that sits between these two, which is the Smart Pro. The main difference there is more the GSM side of things. So with the Professional, the GSM will allow you literally worldwide coverage, so you can dial in anywhere in the world. You can see the status of the car. You'll get paged to your mobile phone if it's locked, unlocked, even if the proximity is going off, you'll get warnings, that sort of thing. So it's a real comprehensive system. This one's got around 20 inputs and outputs. So any vehicle, whether it's very traditional analog vehicle or some of the latest CAN bus vehicles, we can make it do pretty much whatever we want. So a lot more advanced. Remote start doesn't come as standard on any of these models. We can offer remote start certainly with this one as well. Again, pricing will come up at the end, but it's a supplementary cost for remote start, that sort of thing. But yeah, this is the more advanced of all three. So even if there's no signal at all, as long as you've got like one bar of phone on your actual mobile phone and you're in an underground car park in the middle of nowhere, even at that point you can then dial into this alarm via the mobile phone network and just get a pinger status back. So that's the main difference really. This the Smart Pro, which sits in between the two. You can only realistically get around a mile of range on your page, which is plenty for some. With this one, because of the GSM and the GPS, it's more of a worldwide, anywhere in the world you can pick that up. So hopefully that's been useful. As I say, give us a couple of weeks. What we'll do, we'll fully test it on our current vehicles, check it all out. Yeah, early signs are looking absolutely spot on. Really impressed with the product. And then we'll be back with a short video to show you the three systems in action. Thanks very much, guys, and see you soon. Cheers.